Hi, everybody. Back for another movie review, and this time I'm going to review yet another animated film that, honestly, was just a pure work of art. And this film is called Belle. Yeah, just Belle. Belle is an animated fantasy adventure that came out back in 2021 by director Mamoru Hosoda, who, by the way, is also the same filmmaker responsible for Summer Wars, which I just reviewed. And I will say about, before I get into the review, Summer Wars and Belle, honestly, they're almost like brother and sister films because they both share concepts with interacting with the virtual world. And that's what Summer Wars was like, and Belle is like that too. Belle is basically about a young schoolgirl named Suzu, who basically is a total outcast. She keeps to herself, and of course, with the death of her mother in a horrible accident, unfortunately, has pretty much has her shut herself away from pretty much everybody. That is until a close friend of hers shows her the virtual world of U. Just the letter U. That's the name. That's the name of the virtual world that she appears in. So yeah, she's only been a shadow of herself, but then she enters U, which is this massive virtual world. She manages to escape into the online persona of Belle, a gorgeous and globally beloved singer, because also Suzu has one of her pastime passions was she liked to write and sing songs. But ever since the death of her mother, she kind of lost that, she lost that vibe. She lost that desire. So now, and all of a sudden, she becomes this, character in the world of you. Now, all of a sudden, she suddenly gets that passion again. One day, one of her concerts is interrupted by a monstrous creature chased by vigilantes, who they call the Beast. As their hunt escalates, Suzu embarks on an emotional and epic quest to uncover the identity of this mysterious beast and to discover her true self in a world where you can be anybody. And of course, if anybody hasn't noticed already, she's pursuing a beast, and noticing the character's name is Belle, there's obviously a Beauty and the Beast reference in the movie, which honestly works very well. And I feel like, much like Summer Wars, this movie is like, in a way, this is about a character in the real world that kind of acts like a total nobody, but once they enter into the virtual world, they actually become somebody. And that's an interesting concept. I noticed that director Mamoru Hosoda actually, tried to attack in both movies, and that's why I think, in a way, Summer Wars and Belle are like a perfect brother-sister duo. It almost as if Belle was the film that Mamoru Hosoda was trying to make with Summer Wars, and he finally achieved that with Belle. And something I should have brought up in my Summer Wars Blu-ray review. Was Mamoru Hosoda was the director of the. Now, originally, I thought this guy was one of the creators of Digimon, but he actually directed the movie that was made, because I think it's mentioned in the. I want to say it was mentioned on the back of the Blu-ray case here for Summer Wars, but I guess not. I'm sorry, I don't think it is. But I do know for a fact, because a friend of mine told me about it, that he did direct the Digimon movie, which I was trying to see. Digimon is something I never really got into, but either way, the movie, he said that the movie has an animation style much like Summer Wars does. But Belle is like, this movie, like I said, when it comes to depicting a virtual world where people interact with this virtual environment and interacting with the real world, it made me think of films like Ready Player One and Free Guy and many others. But the way it's done here in Belle, I feel like what I saw in Summer Wars, Belle just managed to perfect it in every way. I feel like, this movie just captures that feeling of the virtual environment so much better than it did in Summer Wars. And do I think it's a better film than Summer Wars? Honestly, I think it is. I think Belle is a much better film than Summer Wars in a few ways. But either way, though, it really just, the visual look, the style of it, The story is phenomenal. I mean, I really like how, in the real, and also Belle has a very emotional touch to it. Like, there are actually portions of the film that, I'm not going to lie, about made me cry. That's how powerful this movie really was. And I definitely say Mamoru Hosoda definitely is he's definitely a force to be reckoned with in the world of Japanese animation. This guy definitely knows his craft very well. The movie was released actually not too long ago. It came out in 2021, and honestly, as you can see here on the Blu-ray case, it's got the certified fresh rating. It's got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it one of the top-rated movies of, especially in Japanese animation, and also one of the top-rated movies of the year. And apparently, Belle, I'm surprised it didn't get nominated at the Oscars for Best Animated Feature, which I'm kind of shocked at, because although Mamoru Hosoda did direct a film that did get nominated, which was Mirai, which came out in 2018, I believe, and it did get nominated for Best Animated Feature. And, it lost to, I believe, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse beat it out for Best Animated Feature. Mirai, not Belle. But honestly, yeah. It was released overseas in Japan and ultimately over here in the States, and it got a very limited theatrical run. And honestly, it was, of course, a humongous hit in Japan, no doubt. But again, the critical praise was just so many. Like I said, the visual look of the film was praised, the story, the character development, the acting. I mean, the typical Japanese anime style of acting is in there, but overall, this is another movie that just has just phenomenal visuals, and there's just so much going on the screen that it's really hard to focus on the story because you're kind of spellbound at how much material is packed into this movie. And for a film that runs at 122 minutes, this movie really has a lot packed into it. It does. And the music is great too. Like whenever Belle, you can actually hear, whenever you hear her sing, it's incredible. And I will say, the movie does have a great twist in the ending that even I didn't see coming, so spoiler alert, but I'm not going to say anything. Basically, it's one of these movies you really just got to see for yourself. Even if you're not a fan of Japanese animation, it's definitely a movie you should really give this movie a try. Just give it a try. So, let's talk about the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray was released by G Kids or Shout Factory, whatever you want to call it. Well, G Kids, because honestly, let me go ahead and slip this out. Yeah, this is the cover sleeve here, which is pretty cool. And I really liked that when I got the movie on Blu-ray, it came with a cover sleeve. Well, I bought it at a Walmart, and Walmart had there was like a regular version on the Blu-ray. Actually, I can't remember if I bought it at Walmart or I bought it somewhere else. I either got it at Walmart or I got it at Best Buy. I think I got it at Best Buy. And the Walmart version didn't have the cover sleeve, but the Best Buy version actually did. So I actually like the cover sleeve. So inside here are Blu-ray and the DVD. And I also like the, let me go ahead and reveal the interior artwork here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I really like that. The Blu-ray and the DVD are pretty much identical when it comes to like the bonus features and whatnot, because, but obviously the Blu-ray has the superior quality. As for the video, oh yeah, the artwork on the Blu-ray, yeah, they're almost similar, but still, it's kind of typical for a G Kids release, or Studio Ghibli, which produced many of the films that Hayao Miyazaki directed. So anyway, the video quality on Belle, honestly, this movie is just flat out gorgeous in high def. Beautiful. I mean, the film is presented in 239 by 1 anamorphic widescreen, and honestly, it looks absolutely gorgeous in high def. I remember seeing on Blu-ray.com they gave it out of 5 stars. Whoever it was that reviewed it, they gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. Which, after watching the movie myself, I was like, "Wow, 3.5." I'm sorry, I actually have to disagree with that statement because the movie looks absolutely beautiful in high def. Now, the real world's animation scenes are not as beautiful looking as the virtual world visuals, but still it fits with the film perfectly. The real world is meant to be, kind of this like gloomy, atmospheric look, and when you get into the virtual world, it's like absolute eye candy. So much detail, so much everything, and of course the hand drawn scenes, the animation scenes. Anytime CGI is personally involved, I mean, it's a perfect blended combination of animation. There's so much to see in here; it's incredible. I would say out of 5 stars for the video, it gets a solid 5 out of 5 for me. That's how beautiful this film looks. Sorry. That's how gorgeous it is. As for the audio is presented in 2 flavors. You get both English and Japanese audio tracks. I chose to listen to the English version because, as much as I would prefer to watch the Japanese version, with a movie that has so much, material packed into one film, it's kind of hard to focus on reading subtitles and focusing on what I'm watching on the screen at the same time. So that's why I kind of prefer to watch with the English track. And again, it sounds amazing. It sounds great. The sound effects, the dialogue all come out perfectly. And it fits. I would say the movie it sounds as good as the film looks. So again, out of 5 stars, I'd have to give the audio a solid 5. Once again. And I'm glad, of course, the Japanese track, if you choose to listen to it, there are subtitles, so you can go with that. As for bonus features, believe it or not, the Blu-ray Belle actually does come packed with a great supplemental package. No commentary, though, but what's on here is there's a making of that runs about 40 to 45 minutes, and it's a very comprehensive look at the making of the film. There's a conversation with the film's director, Mamoru Hosoda, as he looks back on the movie, or talks about the film. The music of Belle, coming up with the music. Hosoda drawing Belle, coming up with the design of the character in the movie. Scene breakdowns, basically it's like a visual look, like doing the animation, doing the storyboards, coming up with the CGI animatics for the movie. Finding the voice of Belle, basically it's finding the right voice singer to provide the voice of Belle. Obviously, the actress that does the voice of Suzu could be different or whatnot, but they had to find somebody to literally fit the voice of Belle perfectly. And while the entire supplemental package isn't listed on the back here, but like I said, there's a wealth of material to find on the DVD, on the Blu-ray. Yeah, it's a much more informative, way more material than what was on the Summer Wars Blu-ray, because I said the Summer Wars Blu-ray didn't really have that much, just mostly interviews with the cast and crew members. But Belle actually goes above and beyond to actually give us a rather, like I said, a lot of people really would be like, well, it would be nice if there was a commentary, but then again, seeing the making of, watching how they actually bring the film to life, really just fits the movie perfectly together for me. So for the bonus features, out of 5 stars, I'd give it maybe a 4 out of 5. Or yeah, probably 4, maybe 4.5. I'm probably bordering on 4.5 maybe for the bonuses. That would probably go with there. So honestly, is Belle worth looking at? Like I said, honestly, if you're a fan of Japanese animation, I would strongly suggest give this movie a try. Definitely give it a watch. But if you are a fan, let me rephrase that. If you're a fan of Japanese animation, this movie is an absolute must-watch. Definitely. But if you're not a fan of Japanese animation, I would still give this movie a try. Because you never know. This movie actually does have a lot of great moments in it. There's some great animation scenes. The story is really good. The acting is great too. It definitely fits in tone with the film. So honestly, I would definitely give Belle a try if you're not a fan. But if you are a fan of Japanese animation, it's a definite must-see. Absolutely must-see. And the Blu-ray, honestly, is a phenomenal piece of work. So yet again, another stellar release. The video and audio are both absolutely amazing. The bonus features are plentiful. A great supplemental package, and all around great Blu-ray release for the movie. Highly recommended. So, This concludes the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content. So until then, take care and be safe.